for the host, Tom Quigley of ClaimLinx. Tom, Happy New Year to you. And we're going to just jump into some interesting acronyms today. And this is an interesting one called the MEC, the minimum essential coverage, the bare minimum trap.
Yes.
What does minimum essential coverage actually mean in plain English?
It's referred to the Affordable Care Act requires 10 essential benefits to be on any plan, and they call it, that's the minimum the essential coverage has to cover. So they throw it in, and then you have some companies that have created plans that are just garbage, to be candid, that allows employers like restaurants who don't want to buy group health, who put this in, so it's affordable, so they don't get hit with the employer mandate penalty associated with the Affordable Care Act.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
It's so I'm interested to see, well, why does MEC sound better than it really is?
well, all it is a minimal essential coverage. So you have to have, every health plan has to have these 10 items and without limits, and they have them. Every plan that you're to be ACA, Affordable Care Act compliant. So that's all they're doing.
Who usually gets pitched MEC plans and by whom?
Some of the group agents out there are showing restaurants and other companies to avoid the penalty, put these plans in. It costs $120 an employee who takes it, and you have nothing to worry about because now you have an affordable health plan, so you can't be penalized, and the employee can't go get subsidies because of the fact that they have been offered an affordable health plan. That's how the Affordable Care Act was written. And pretty much they created these plans to avoid the penalty.
What types of,
some of the agents don't understand what they're selling. I'll give you an example. I helped a lady out. She had COVID. Her bill on the minimal essential coverage was $60,000 because it only covers it per day. And I got her the Health and Human Services grant that paid for her whole $60,000. And then I asked the employer, why don't you just listen to me to provide benefits so you don't have to put yourself and your employees in this position again? And they wouldn't listen, and I laughed at them. Because, how stupid can you be? A guy just bailed your ass out for $60,000, and you keep the plan that just burnt you in place.
Oh man, what types of plans officially?
Stupid.
Yeah. So, what types of plans officially qualify as MEC under the law?
Well, they have to have the 10 essential benefits, and what they do is they create a plan design in accordance to meeting those essential benefits. But there's a lot of areas that there's gaping holes because it covers it unlimited, but it puts in per day limits and all kinds of other stuff that wasn't the intent of the law, but the law was written so poorly they took advantage of it.
So why are MEC plans often advertised as affordable health care?
Because they, under the law, are. Yeah, they're not meant. I wouldn't sell one to my worst enemy. But people are putting them in, and some people are trying to sell these MediShare plans also, which are not ACA compliant, even though they cover more than the MEC plans, the minimal essential coverage plans. Yeah.
What do people assume is covered but usually isn't?
Hospital. They go in the hospital and they have a limit each day. And you go in the hospital for a week, you get $100,000 bill, and the plan pays 10. You're responsible for 90.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So by the day, so when you see these plans, they look affordable, but they sure as heck aren't. And I'd never heard of an MEC. That's why I wanted to cover it in today's podcast.
They're a lot. Again, I wouldn't sell it to my worst enemy.
And who is selling these plans?
Uneducated insurance agents because they pay high commission dollars.
So what is the difference between being legally covered and medically protected?
Well, under the ACA, these plans, like I mentioned, are legal. But to be legally protected, you want to get a plan that doesn't have silly limits on a hospital per day thing. You want them to have no limits and everything goes towards a deductible. And once the deductibles hit, everything's covered 100% by the insurance. Those are the plans that you see on healthcare.gov and other individual or group plans. Most of them are covered. They're not, they cover the minimal essential coverage, but they cover much more.
And what do you see these plans cost?
Depends. If the smart people buy it, all they want is like a 10,000 deductible, 100% after, because an individual can do a health savings account, an employer can do a medical expense reimbursement plan, and an employer and an employee, well, the employee, if they want to further prevent risk, they can buy supplemental insurance that covers a lot of gaps, but they're only covering specific things like critical illness or accident, those kind of items.
What should people pair with MEC to avoid disaster?
They shouldn't buy an MEC plan.
So there's nothing to avoid disaster if you have already bought it.
Well, if you're not going to go, if you're like Nostradamus and you can predict that you're not going to have any hospitalizations or any hospital services, then yeah, then it's a great plan for you, because it will cover, doctor's visits and wellness and preventative care. They're decent at that, but any big ticket items, you're better figure out what pot of money you're going to use or what bankruptcy law you're going to use.
So this isn't like getting just casualty type of medical coverage.
No, it's I can't believe they still allow them to be in place.
Interesting. The only one that makes money is the insurance companies, it sounds like.
And the agents.
The agents, that's the definite thing. They sell it. They don't care how they sell it to you. They get paid and then they're done.
They're the greatest salespeople on earth, convince people year after year to take rate increases and make it sound like they're heroes. They're unbelievable. They're the greatest salespeople I've ever seen.
Now, I can't wait to hear this answer. What's one question everyone should ask before enrolling in an MAC plan?
Well, no one should enroll in it, but if you ask, you should ask, if I go in the hospital for a week, how much would I owe? You know what the answer is? Because the clowns selling it don't understand it.
Exactly. I mean, so it's interesting. It's still around. You think it'll be around forever, an MEC?
I mean, we got the biggest morons in the history of our existence in Congress right now. So I can't tell you what they will or will not do. I mean, who knows?
So if a company right now has a bunch of MEC plans running around, you can fix that very easily to provide better employee benefits.
No, that's not even a question. It's just, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Because they've been given a bill of goods that they shouldn't buy.
And with the individual plans and the laws they came up with, the individual coverage, health reimbursement arrangements, and other ones, a company can design a plan that is deemed affordable where they can get a real health insurance plan, even though a MERP is a better vehicle than an individual coverage HRA. But hey,
okay,
you got these warriors out there telling you that it's great, and there's all these restrictions on those too, but at least they're using real insurance.
All right. So the best place to go is claimlinx.com. Schedule a call with Tom today. If you're an individual, you can also help and guide people, right? If they're like through this muck and can't believe how much they're paying in healthcare right now.
they're willing to listen, I can help them.
Right, because what you'll do is your team will go through that process with them if they're going to the Affordable Care Act, because that's a hard thing. It's not easy to navigate, is it? If you go
Well,
yourself to the,
yeah, it's really difficult, actually. I mean, the government, you know, is involved. Not much more needs to be said on that. But a lot of these companies I'm meeting, they're paying like 3,500 a family and 1,300 a month for an employee only plan total. So I'm telling them that they ought to get rid of their health insurance and offer people either a Jaguar or a Porsche, and they'll pay a 3-year lease each month for them, because that only costs $600 or $700, and write it off as a payroll expense.
wow. And that's true because of how expensive you're
Or
paying for
pay for their
healthcare.
mortgage for a family. Mortgage $1,000, you just save 30,000 off of that. And then the employees would buy the health insurance more logically, because they don't have an HR director sitting there making huge mistakes because she thinks the insurance agent's cute or he brings her to concerts.
Like Coldplay?
Mm-hmm. Coldplay. Yeah, good stuff. Don't get caught on the kiss cam there.
Exactly.
And
All right.
if you do have, realize that your career might end.
Exactly. Go figure. All right. Good talking to you, Tom, and we'll talk soon. That was a special simulcast. Neil.